Hello and welcome to Michelle Bowden TV, where you need to be if you want to hear the word yes more often in your life. It's been some time since we did our training together, and my golly gosh, isn't it easy, given how busy you are, to get slack and fall into your old habits again. So today, even though you may not have been expecting this, I'm helping you by reminding you about some important presentation skills, tips and techniques that you learnt with me so that you can keep your learning journey going and see some more awesome results in your business communication. So welcome to your first episode of Michelle Bowden TV. Over the next year and a half, you're going to receive an episode every 6 weeks to remind you about all of the things you've learned with me in our initial training together. 12 persuasive presentation skills reminders just for you. When I think about the humongous effort that you put into your initial training with me, the thing that most excites me is the opportunity you have to transfer the skills you learnt into your everyday life. I want to empower you to keep using those skills that you learnt so you see impressive, exciting and consistent results when you communicate in important situations in your life. Today, I'm going to remind you about how to do that analysis phase for your presentation. Remember, a presentation is any kind of important conversation, important email, one-on-one meeting where the stakes are high, it's a team meeting, it's an essential phone call, it's a teleconference or WebEx presentation, and of course, a bigger audience presentation. So there are lots of places you can use this model. So let's begin. When it comes to designing a presentation, most people take what they think is the easy way out and just design their presentation from old slides. Now, you know that this is no good. The problem with not thinking about your audience deeply before you design your message is that without any analysis, you'll probably talk more about what you want to say instead of what your audience needs to hear. You may also find that it takes you a whole lot longer to prepare if you're not super clear on your objectives. At best, you'll fluke your outcome. At worst, you may come across as incompetent in your subject matter. We really must take the 20 minutes that it takes to think about what the audience needs to hear from us and what we need to achieve in the presentation. And we do this with the 5-step analysis model. So what's that 5-step analysis model again? Do you remember it? We covered it at the start of our training together. It's the model that you use to analyse your audience, clarify your objectives, and get super clear on that shift that you want to create from their current to your desired state in your presentation. So how do you use the 5-step analysis model? Well, first, you write down your topic. That's the boring name of your presentation, the overall subject matter about which you're going to speak. Then, number 2, you write down your goal. Remember, your goal is always to convince. After you've done that, number 3, you come up with your purpose. This is the interesting title of your presentation that's going to make your audience really want to listen. This is going to appear in the invitation and also on your first slide if you are using slides. After that, you come up with the leading statement. Remember, your leading statement is your key message. It's often contentious and it must be reasonable. And then number 5, you complete the think, feel, do analysis. Remember, you use the think, feel, do model to work out what your audience is thinking, feeling and doing before you start to speak. And then you work out what you want your audience to be thinking, feeling and doing after you have finished. I explain this model as a current to desired state analysis tool. So how do you do that? Well, you draw a think, feel, do circle on an A4 piece of paper and then write into the pieces of the pie what the audience is thinking about you, your message and your team or your company, what they're feeling about you, your message, your team and your company, and also what are they doing? What's the mood in the room? How will you be received? And then once you finish that, you draw a second circle. Write think, feel, do into the circle and work out what you want your audience to be thinking about you, your message and your team or your company, what you'd like them to feel about you, your message, your team or your company. And then finally, what do you want them to do? What is your call to action? What do you want them to do as a result of attending your presentation? So there you have it, the 5-step analysis model. So cool. Please make sure you try using this sometime this week if possible. You can use it to plan more effectively before an important presentation, an important conversation, an important email, an important piece of business writing. Because if you don't use it, then you're going to lose it. Using this 5-step analysis model will ensure that you have clear goals, you know exactly what you're in for when you present. And then your conversations, your presentations, your meetings will go a whole lot more smoothly. And that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in to Michelle Bowden TV. Was it a helpful reminder for you? Please make sure you leave a comment in the comment section at the bottom of the screen. I'll check all comments and I'll be sure to reply. And don't forget that I really, really need your help to spread the word about my amazing persuasive presentation skills masterclass. Please tell everybody you know. All the details, of course, are on my website, www.michellebowden.com.au. Until next time, happy presenting.